Ah, just a bit of a change in the weather. It's raining a little bit. It had to happen. Well, we need it, but it's not really rain, it's just mist. But anyway, wet stuff. In other great news, got bit by a tick. Shit. Left a mark, too. Nasty mark. You see that? Nasty, nasty. Anyway, so that's bad. I usually get the nymphs usually if I get Lyme. It was always the nymphs that got me. Never got bit by an actual full-grown Lyme tick. So irritating. So I got it from my own couch, right? I took a shower last night. So, and then this morning tick. So, yeah, my own couch got me. So don't go, yeah, so another reason not to visit my house is you get bitten by a tick. So that's good. Discourage visitors, always good. Anyway, back to penicillin and shit. Just so fucking sick of this shit. I mean, nature just is so, it's already got blights, mosquitoes and flies and shit. You know, and it's just having this, you know, will kill you thing attached to it is just so pointless. I mean, for no good reason. It won't take care of a problem. The whole forest is ruined. Every bush is that. Every bush is that bush. Nothing else grows. It's just stupid. So anyway, speaking of stupid, so I love the 2-minute Anaconda Vod videos where he just, you know, says something just totally ludicrous and you're just, oh man. You know, why bother? I'm basically comparing when you when you impose guilt on a pedophile for molesting a child, it's the same as saying nasty things about Hitler. Yeah, it's the same thing as judging a Holocaust or a genocide. They're all equally morally or ethically valid. He really believes this, I guess. That there's no such thing as a person who has an evil or nasty disposition, a useless brain, a destructive to the welfare of other human being brain. So if you're a dog, if you're wolves and one of the wolves had rabies, wouldn't be a good idea to kill him. No. Placate him, love him, cherish him. It just doesn't make any sense at all. You know, all judgment is bad. It's a bad thing to have judgment. So he won't declare suffering a bad thing, but he'll say judgment is a bad thing. And no, you can't make any sense out of that kind of shit. You know, he threw in some little junk about the tone of my rhetoric. And it's just so, again, another irony, as if people are going to have civilized conversations, like if we sit down at a dinner table and have a nice civilized, peaceful conversation with Hitler, and try to explain to him how, well, it's really not the Jews' fault, and you really should stop torturing them, you know, and he's no, you stick a fork in his eye. I mean, I'm all for serious negotiations being serious, don't get me wrong. I mean, you don't go in there with a fucking hatchet. But that's not YouTube in the first place. In the second place, I've made plenty of calm and disciplined videos explaining my philosophy when I don't have to interact with people. And frankly, the message is there. Take it from there. Don't listen to my responses and listen to my statements and argue with them. You bring the argument instead of forcing me to come to you with the argument if you want a civilized argument. Right? Yeah, it seems only fair, only appropriate. But again, how could you have a civilized argument when they have double standards? So his double standards was basically to imply you're a Nazi if you apply judgment. Yeah. That the Nazis' judgment of the Jews was just as rational as my judgment of somebody eating animals. That there's no distinction. It's all the same thing. To do one is to do the other. That we shouldn't judge the quality of judgment. He's just assuming that all judgment is bad because there's no way to judge the quality of judgment. And perfectly rationally, yes, you have to judge the quality of judgment. That's one of the obligations, is to qualify a judgment. There's things you should not want to be. There's things you should know that even if you have an impulse to do it, you don't do it, because you apply better judgment. Better judgment should be applied to all circumstances. We should never act on first judgment or reckless judgment or intoxicated judgment. We should always act on our best judgment. And so when I make my arguments, they are my best judgment. And frankly, it's there. Yes, there is some shit in there where I just say, you just suck too much to be worth my time, and that's just a fact. I shouldn't have to argue with something that's imbecilic. And so this isn't a philosophically tough concept. Best judgment. That's an impossible thing. He never thought of the idea of bad versus good judgment. Good logic versus bad logic. Good reasoning versus bad reasoning. He doesn't understand that the Holocaust was a byproduct of bad judgment. Okay, of people going with what they felt, going with a simple solution rather than the actual correct interpretation of the circumstance. That it was bigotry let loose, intuition let loose, lazy, reckless scapegoating let loose. You can't see that difference. And so animal rights advocates are somehow guilty of some recklessness in saying, hey, you know what? That's unnecessary and wasted suffering. That's a bad thing. There's my argument. How is that too much for you? You know, your only obligation is to say the suffering doesn't matter, or to say you're worth it. But don't be playing some other game like there's some other issue involved. There's no other issue involved. You know, either you, without reason, think you're better, without any scientific reasoning, you know, because the sentience of the dumb animals is the same as the sentience of you. They know torture. They know pain. They know misery. They know hardship. They know it. And you're just saying it doesn't exist because it's convenient to make it go away. Period. That's good judgment. I'll pretend the truth isn't the truth. That's good judgment? No. That's bad judgment. Man, this is just so... You just, this is what I have to argue with? Really? People who really believe we're too stupid to tell the difference between a good argument and a bad argument, between a good reason and a bad reason. We're too stupid. We can't do that. It's beyond our means. The truth is too elusive. Yeah, amazing. But the truth is they're nihilists. So to them it all doesn't matter, and they are sick and depraved, and they wish the liberty to act on their sick depravity. That's what it comes down to. There's nothing more complex than that. They're seeking rationalizations, excuses to be assholes, because that's the nature of a human being, especially a male human being. And so they're conforming philosophical truths to fit their wishes and desires. And they are a club. I mean, it is a cult of, you know, niche idiot. The niche idiots do have a real presence. It seems quite obvious. In the first comment on Ancon's video, there's only one comment, and it was just priceless. A guy basically said, I didn't even think about the Holocaust. I don't even think about any of that kind of stuff. My only reaction is, I couldn't give a fuck. I couldn't care. Yeah, so what the hell is that? I couldn't care about 50 million people being killed in World War II in the most horrid conditions, brutal years of just nastiest kind of suffering. couldn't care. There's no reaction. What can you say? But that's a brain that doesn't work, doesn't function, doesn't do logic. It has a dead imagination. I mean, it's dead. It's not like it's got a low battery. It's got to be dead. You never had an original thought in his life. If you never imagined being, you know, some peasant in Europe during World War II. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to say. Or being a Jew in World War II. Fuck. Zero imagination. If you can't do that, and if it doesn't tingle your nutsack a bit, it doesn't shrivel you up a little, you're broken. You are fucking crazy. Crazy stupid. Yeah, that's it. So, anyway, I'm kind of angsty. But it's just so funny, this whole guilt conversation. In the first place, you don't even have guilt if you acknowledge the truth and simply say to yourself, I'm doing my best. I want to be, and I will try to be. And as long as you make some effort, you can eliminate any guilt problem. Guilt is only a consequence of a belligerence of yourself to do the right thing. That's it. You're not going to feel any guilt if you're trying to do the right thing. You have to not be trying. Or, of course, you have to be guilty of something already that's just harping on you and saying, I can never make that up. I can never fix that. That's a fucking mess. It's just a fact. And the truth is you can fix it by preventing somebody else being victimized as you were the victimizer. So if you can stop some other asshole like yourself from doing the asshole thing you did, then you can fix it. You can get yourself back to even and try to live a good life. So there's almost nothing that can't be overcome as a crime. So again, this word is meaningless as some sort of negative instrument. It's an entirely positive construct in our brain that we would have a emotional response of a dissidence, a irritation, if we had logically to do something and we're behaving inconsistent with that deduction. That should cause a dissonance in the brain. That should cause a reaction that says there's a logical inconsistency. But again, this is coming from a guy who says logical inconsistencies are okay. It's okay to contradict yourself. Yeah, being contradictory is somehow the right thing to do. Apply judgment based on overt contradiction. That's good judgment. That's another win. No. It's idiotic. There's nothing else to say. Is that an insult? You're a fucking idiot? Well, I guess it's an insult. But you are one. I mean, this is, again, this is just too simple. This isn't a complex concept. Wow. There's right and wrong. You, through convenient self-interest, do what's wrong. You should have some bell go off in your brain that says you suck. Wow, is that complicated? No, not complicated. Really, really, really simple. So anyway, obviously, that's always, it's always the wrong time. But I mean, I've been so diligent, every night, hot shower, all this stuff, and it didn't work. Yeah. So I have to get myself some chicky poo people to inspect my naked body every 2 hours. Maybe that's the way to go. Yeah. Putting that in the paper. Yeah, it's a pleasant thought. I mean, the imagination does run with such things. So anyway, to be continued and whatnot. You can look at the pool. It looks magnificent, fantastic, beautiful. Lovely color. Lovely. Oh, look at that color. Ooh. Ooh, pretty, pretty. Yeah. I'll probably heat it tomorrow, so I'll be in business. Anyway, till next time. Ah, I'm back. Yeah. I like this location right here. If I had a house to build, or a trailer to park, yeah, a trailer, that's even better. I just park it right here. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Anyway, nice little pond and stream and blah, 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 blah. And the frogs. And such. Yeah, so I thought was fascinating. Tell me more, Gary. Yeah, no. Somebody to put my bread. Yeah, sorry. I don't have that. It's not a proper bag for carrying. I really need to carry it in the hand with the camera. Yeah, it's easier. Oh, it's the smoking thing is in the way. That's it. So, let's see. Yeah. Go back to these, I don't know, these people who keep wanting me to tell me that the pain is okay, the misery and the suffering, it's all okay. It's worth it for the grand, yeah, alright. You know, I mean, once you know you're getting duped, you know, once you know it's this candy store kind of thing where, yeah, you eat the candy and then you get rotten teeth. You know, it's really hard to live life and enjoy it and have character. Right? So you kind of have to suffer to be deep or interesting, and you sort of have to need it to really get something out of it. You know, passion needs, you know, you need to be good and hungry, you know, to enjoy the good meal kind of thing. So it is all just such a pile of slop. They just keep defending, and using these preposterous arguments in defense. The argument from suffering doesn't matter, it's happening to them. You know, the argument from don't make any judgments, just do, just be. You know, be controlled and manipulated by silly ambitions, you know, fables and plays you make up in your head. Live all kinds of lies. Yeah, that's it. That's being a real human. And it's not really being anything but a dupe, adult. Ah, now the sun comes out. Well, I guess that's good. When I work and then the sun comes out. But I'm tired. Yeah. So, what else is there? Crunchy leaves, now. Yeah, they aren't very crunchy. Dewed upon. What else did I say? I guess there's something else to say. Tomorrow being Mother's Day. Yeah. Certainly can't take that very seriously, right? It's like a day for mourning, a day of great sorrow. All the victims of the silly bitches. Yes, I said bitches. Impregnated by the retarded bastards. Yes, I said bastards. Just dumb dicks and vaginas. We should celebrate it. Celebrate the great slop. Yeah. Created by. Anyway. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of cranky. Yeah, well, whatever. Fucking mothers. Doesn't sound like a good idea. Don't fuck mothers. Yeah, that's a better idea. Defuck them. Unfuck them. Fart on them. Yeah, that might be a proper response. I fart in your direction, dear sweet birthers of horror. See that one out. Alright, I have to fix that. Oh. God, I'm tired. Jesus, just fell on me. Hey Gary, you're tired. Oh, that's what it is. Alright. Well, I'll go a little further so I can sit down and light my cigarette. Or do something like that. Probably get another tick. Oh, fucking ticks. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled programming pretty soon. Finish up my Vlogger Dome episode tonight. And, yeah, we'll see. I don't feel very charming, so I don't know what I'll do tonight. Sturdo, for instance. Yeah, I don't know about room participation or what. See what I feel like doing, I guess. See how it goes and all that shit. Anyway. Oh, carry my cigarette. Sorry. Alright, this part you don't need. So I'll stop. Sorry. I am conscious of wasting time, so I am sorry about that. I do that sometimes. My bad. Try to do better. That's sort of a little bit lovely. Anyway, enough bullshit. Till later.